Jan, how do you do an Absetzen?
Okay, so I normally do it as a single time counter, sometimes as an attack, but typically as a single time counter, and either against an incoming thrust or an incoming Oberhau from the right, from the strong. My favorite Absetzen side is from right to left, because it's from crossed hand to open hand, which makes it fast. You can do it the other way, but I haven't mastered that yet. This is one option, or as a Luft incoming against an incoming Oberhau. And it happens a single time, so you take the blade and stab him before the attack is complete. You can do it high or low. You shift away from the attack a little bit. Low will also work.
Can you talk a little bit about the position of your arms and how extended they are?
I really drive forward when I do it. I want this structure where either I'm left foot forward and have not stepped, you just drive it with my hip, or if I do step, I'll step across the line, but either way I want this really firm structure with my shoulder and my front hand driving it.
How do you use the crossbar in this technique?
Well, I want to make sure that my cross is oriented such that I don't get hit in the finger, right? The exposed target here is the outside of the hand and the wrist. So if I do it badly, I'll get hit here, right? If my cross guard isn't turned enough, the failure mode is getting hit here. Or get hit on the other side, right? So
maybe we should switch sides so they can actually
in either case, I want to ensure that I catch this like so, that my fingers are safe, thumb grip underneath, and I can go high or low with it depending on the incoming attack, right? For an Unterhau, where this also works, I would definitely turn it less, but make sure I sink my weight.
Okay.
Right.
Is there some kind of pivot with your hips that you're doing
power
there?
this with your hips. You have to power it with your hips and shoulders. That's how it gets fast.
Hips and shoulders, yeah.
The step is sort of after, if you have time. If you have no time, it's just the hip movement, right? Just turning the hip into it. And you're trying to catch the incoming blade on your strong, of course, right?
And where on her blade are you catching it?
Wherever I can get it, but ideally not on her strong, right? I want to have a strong, weak relationship, so I want to catch it, my part here, but hers not here, right?
And how far up will you wind, and why?
Situational.
Yeah.
Depends how the incoming attack is. For an incoming straight thrust, I wind a lot less, right? I keep it a lot lower. I want always a good crossing, so I wouldn't want to go high on a low thrust, right? If you thrust from below, I go high, I risk that she slips under and I get nailed.
Yeah.
Right? So in that case I wind low so I get a reasonable crossing. If she comes in with a blow that's fairly hard, it almost turns into Spielhau type of stuff. And I'm going a lot higher because then I get my strong on her blade with more certainty.
What kind of timing do you have to be really good at the timing?
A little bit of practice. It's the hardest part of the thing. The technique itself is pretty simple, but the timing and the distance management is the hard part of it, and that requires practice. So I also find it a lot easier to do it on the left, so from right to left, other than from left to right, slamming this side shut.
And
it can be done, but it is not as strong. You're fighting from your weak, and the resulting Absetzen is weaker, and it's easier against the thrust, but against incoming Oberhau from that side is harder. Because I really have to ensure that I'm turning my hips on that side. It's easy if you do a thrust. It's a lot easier that way. Right here, I can.
But you still have all the same principles, like your strong skeletal structure and hip turn.
Driving it with your shoulders and hips, right? And in a real situation, it's catching them in the moment of attack is the tricky part, right? So reading them, predicting that they're gonna attack that way, and then catching them in it.
So ideally, when do you start this technique?
The moment she's committed to either the thrust or so. Sorry, go back. So in the moment she's committed, like right here, right?
Okay.
where I can, inside her tempo, nail her. Before she's committed to the strike or to the thrust, she could change through or something.
Right.
Though it's fairly safe against that, especially if you do against the thrust and you wind low. It's not actually super easy to change through that, even if you're not yet very committed. If I do it a little early, right? You could try, but depending on blade length and dynamic relationship, this is not so super trivial.